Joe MacKenzie here, your watercolor coach. Today we're painting a street scene. This is called the Fashionista, and I'm using my usual dark triad to get started, putting in my darkest darks, which is alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, and burnt sienna. And I'm looking at value shapes here. Let's see. Oh, and also I've just added a bit of a cobalt blue as well. So I'm looking for value shapes and simplifying forms. And let's see what happens here. As I always say, I'm going to leave the whites of the paper white, and there is no white out being used, so I just have to paint around the whites. I have to be mindful of that. All right, that's getting to be about the end of the darkest darks. And now, now we're going into midtones, and you can see some of the value dabs on the far right that I've made. There's an orange and a red. Those are going to fall into the midtone area. And so I'm putting in those shapes now. And I did dry the paper before I went on to the second step, so the first step is all the darkest darks shapes, and now I'm going into the midtones, which would be anything that has a mid value. Again, leaving the whites of the paper white. I'm moving fairly carefully here, and looking for any changes in surface or any place where there is some shape information that I can use. Also, the paint that I'm using is about the consistency of gravy, because I don't want to come in and put a second coat on things. So the paint is fairly thick. I want this to be pretty direct. All right, now it's time to put in some shadows. And that will help inform where these figures are. They're walking down a city street. All right. Now, let's see what's happening here. Now it's time to start thinking about, since the center of interest is the little girl, at least to me, that was the reason for painting the picture. I think you always have to decide what the reason is for painting a picture. Now I'm going to put in some neutrals, some grays and browns that just show up some shapes that were in the pavement, because I think that helps break up the vertical of the girl and her mom walking together. So that's my tip for the day. Remember to keep the whites of your paper white and your paints wet. Mass for value, mix for color. Please join my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.